Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Juliana and I will be kicking off our baking series by showing you how to measure ingredients. Baking is a science and science requires precise measurements. Having accurate measurements can completely affect the outcome of your project, so using precise measurements will ensure that your baking project will come out perfect. The first and most important thing that every baker should have in their cabinets is a set of measuring spoons, dry measuring cups, and a liquid measuring cup. You can tell the difference between the dry and the liquid measuring cup is the spout that's on the liquid cup. In order to accurately measure liquid ingredients, place your liquid measuring cup on a flat surface, pour in your liquid, and crouch down at eye level to be sure that you've reached your desired mark. To measure a stickier liquid, like corn syrup or molasses, spray your liquid measuring cup with a non-stick spray and then add your liquid just like you would any other liquid. Measuring different types of dry ingredients is different for each type of dry ingredient, but don't worry, it's super simple and I'll walk you through all of them. When measuring dry ingredients like rice and sugar, you can go ahead and scoop the measuring cup directly into the ingredient and use the flat edge, the back of a knife, or the edge of a spatula and smooth off the ingredients. So for measuring dry ingredients like powdered sugar and flour, the longer they sit on the shelf, they self-compact. So you want to use a large spoon, stir it around, and incorporate some air into it before you measure it. And then just go ahead and smooth off the top. If your recipe calls for sifted powdered sugar, be sure to sift the powdered sugar first and then measure it. A nice little trick is to measure out the sifted powdered sugar onto a parchment paper or wax paper so you can fold it up and easily dump it into your measuring cup. If your recipe calls for 1 cup of powdered sugar sifted, measure the powdered sugar first and then sift. When measuring brown sugar, you can scoop in the measuring cup into the brown sugar and then firmly pack it with your hands or the back of a spoon. You'll know you've done it correctly if you take your measuring cup and tap it on the edge of a bowl and it comes out in one lump. If you knock it out and it breaks apart, it means it wasn't compacted tight enough. Brown sugar contains a lot of moisture, so in order to properly store it, you need to keep it in an airtight container. If you're going to measure a wet ingredient, keep your spoon level and then pour your liquid over so it reaches the top. If you're measuring a dry ingredient, go ahead and scoop your measuring spoon into the ingredient and then use a flat edge to scoop off the excess. If you're not sure whether or not you should be using a dry or a liquid measuring cup, think about whether or not the ingredient is self-leveling, like water or oil. If it needs a little help leveling itself out, like mayonnaise, flour, sour cream, then you would use a dry measuring cup. See, I told you baking was a science and requires very precise measuring. The more precise you're measuring, the more successful you're baking. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it or if you learned something today, and don't forget to share with all of your baking friends. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below about this video or any future baking series videos. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Juliana. Thanks for watching.